Episode 30 is The Party Poopers. In this episode, Wander and Sylvia travel to Suburban 5 to stop Emperor Awesome and the other villains from, "Nah, I'm just screwing with ya." They actually just attend a fancy party hosted by these uptight aliens, and Wander has to keep himself from laughing because their faces look like butts. Yeah, I'm not much of a fan of this episode, but just like the episodes with little bits in them, it's not because it's a bad episode. It's just extremely out of place in this show. Basically, the whole point of this episode was the crew wanted to put in as much toilet humor as possible without actually showing or doing anything gross. In that sense, they definitely succeeded, and there was only one joke that didn't get past the censors. It's a very clever take on the lowbrow, easy way out form of comedy that is toilet humor, and this episode is pretty much just puns and double entendres. Now, I'm not some prude who turns up his nose to crass humor, because I could enjoy gross out humor if it's done right, but it has to fit in the show itself. I don't mean to sound like a Rick and Morty-esque, you have to have a fairly high IQ to understand Wander Over Yonder kind of person. But this show is better than that to use humor like this, clever twist or not. That's the kind of crap you see in a forgettable gross-out Nicktoon, not in a cute Looney Tunes-like sci-fi show such as this one. Also, the way they try and fit it into this arc of the story feels very forced, and that's because it was intended to be a Season 1 episode, but Disney wouldn't allow it because it was too gross, even though not having anything gross in it is kind of the whole point of this episode. Bottom line is, it feels out of place in this show, and it's not the episode you would want to introduce someone to this show with.
Once every 30 cycles, when the full moon shines.
I know those two plants are supposed to look like an ass, but they look more like a pair of testicles.
Mighty High Knee Council grants one lucky outsider's request for wisdom that will help them overcome even the greatest obstacle.
Yeah, I'd totally take advice from a council whose palace door looks like a toilet bowl lid inside an ass with spikes protruding out of it.
Dominator's the most serious threat we've ever faced.
Yeah, that's the whole point of her character.
And she's got a really good chance of destroying the entire galaxy and everything we love and everyone we love and the high knees are...
Wow, way to just laugh at Sylvia's mental breakdown, Wander.
I know I'm being a wet blanket, but we cannot afford to blow this.
Alright, all the pieces are there. Somebody make a dirty joke from that.
The darkest times call for the sunniest smiles.
You won't be saying that a few episodes down the road, Wander.
We lose our shot at learning the secret that could stop Dominator.
If these assholes know how to stop Dominator, why don't they get off their butts and do it themselves? Because if they don't, Dom's inevitably going to show up and use her drill to sodomize their planet.
I promise to put all my power into polite pleasantries, precise protocol, and perfect posture.
The thing is, that's pretty much how you always are. It's just in this episode, you got an immature sense of humor for the sake of plot. Wait, that handle wasn't there as they were walking up to the door.
Oh, you have got to be kidding me.
Honestly, that head looks more like a heart than an ass.
I am the Butler.
Oh, just like that ghost from that CG Pac-Man show that everyone hated. And gross, he's got a bulge. Wow, I know choking someone can make their face turn blue, but their eyeballs too?
Okay, so his head looks like a giant butt.
Heart. The sides of his head are parted outwards too much to look like an ass. Thank God.
The fate of the galaxy is at stake, so no more cracks.
Oh, you were just setting yourself up for that one, Sylvia. And you're seriously giving too much credit to these assholes.
What was that?
Why is your ass all saggy like that?
Time to get serious.
Serious.
Ooh, is it boy Wander time?
And don't forget to wipe!
Is that a thing that actually slips people's minds? I can't imagine walking around with an ass full of
Your feet.
So they're basically dragging their shoes against an ass? Is that dirt on your ass, or... Ah, this is actually pretty brilliant. All these paintings are ass and poop metaphors. There's stool, the caboose, pinching loaf, which is slang for pooping, dropping a bomb, a creepy bum, a cow pie, deuce, I'm Not sure what that is. And an archway?
Please wait here until you are summoned to move into the...
So who else is seeing these assholes? The owl from the neighborhood of make-believe, a donkey corn, a tentacle, Bird Sylvia, Muppet Gazpacho, Purple Guy, a bush bird, Cyclops upside-down slime, Toucan Sal, Tumorhead Man, Mr. Toad, and one of those sentient lip groupies of Emperor Awesomes.
of the temple.
Okay, Wander.
Oh, and Bush Bird's got a big booty. There's also Blue Sparky, Generic Animal Guy, Pink Elephant on Display, Trumpet the So-and-so, some 3 intended Reddit aliens, some Bingo Borbians, Fish Eyes, Jack, Mr. Malliard, and Toucan Sandy.
Hey, how are you keeping a straight face?
He's depressed, that's how.
Please, we knees like big buffets.
And he cannot lie. Also, the joke they couldn't get past the censors was they weren't allowed to make the pudding chocolate.
A rump roast.
Rump roast is essentially ham, and ham is pretty gross. Not as gross as bologna, but still.
Pressed ham.
That's slang for butt, and a redundant thing to serve alongside rump roast.
Hot buttered buns.
You know what place has amazing hot buttered buns? Texas Roadhouse. Like, you could just not order anything and have those, and it would be totally worth going there. You look kind of like Marvin the Martian right now, Wander, and that's supposed to be Peepers' job.
Mooncake.
That's not mooncake. It doesn't fly, give hugs, fire a death beam from its face hole, or even say chookity. Is that a novelty tongue you have, Wander? Is it so you won't have to taste a particular drop of hot sauce that's really, really hot?
Roasted halibut.
Halibut is too chewy and doesn't really have much of a flavor to it. It looks pretty giddy about being cooked and eaten. And why does it have a butt too? I don't know why, but Wander reminds me of Abe in this shot.
Sparkling blobberry fizz.
Aha, fake out. And does that mean it's laced with wine? Gross. He looks like a puckered up anus.
Bottomless, of course.
Does that count as a butt joke? Because that seems like an anti-butt joke.
And last but not least, our galaxy famous
Oh god, Wander looks terrifying.
poo-poo platter.
Oh, so that's what that actually looks like. I've only ever seen it as a literal pile of shit in that one joke in A Bug's Life. Do I need to use that goblet of fire there to enter the Triwizard Tournament? Drop him, Sylvia. Just drop him out the window. You should have came here solo. Did you say pressed or breast?
Did I hear someone laughing?
That's how you break your laugh box. I wonder how this guy would handle Screwball. What's with uptight cartoon characters thinking somebody coughing or clearing their throat is some sort of comment? Have they ever done those things before?
Guards! Out with him!
Oh, look! Secure hiney guards. I'm not good with butt wordplay.
Don't kick me out! I'm way more worthy than any of these bottom feeders!
Is your ass leaving a drag mark along the tile?
I can't stand brown nosing.
Oh, so he's just like Queen Entezoma. Also, brown-nosing is old-timey slang for being an ass kisser, because it's what might happen to your nose if you literally kissed someone's ass.
It's a little dated, but I think people will get it.
I hope so.
Try thinking sad thoughts. An old man dropping an ice cream cone.
No! No! I ain't old like you! I ain't old! I ain't old!
What's his problem? Next.
Acid rain at Hater's wedding.
Who's he getting married to at that wedding? Because if it's Peepers, that would really make Wander sad.
Mondays.
Shut up, Garfield. Why do you hate Mondays? You don't even work.
I am Gluteus, the Heine Council's number 2.
So you're an ass version of Commander Peepers?
A bee with a pollen allergy.
That would come in handy a few episodes from now.
A dog waiting for his master to get home only to discover that he's been sucked into a black hole never to return.
Is that what happened with Buster? He is wearing a collar after all. And it's too bad that dog's master didn't just think to plug it up with his finger.
In a matter of moments,
He's got a bulge too.
and they're positively pooped.
Okay, he has got to be doing this on purpose.
Baby with a rough and rattle. Baby with a rough and rattle.
Or Huckleberry Knucklehead seeing you two fight.
Wow. I am so unbelievably disappointed in you, Wander.
Me too. This childish sense of humor came right the fuck out of nowhere.
I
Yes, but you guys are the last ones who are doomed. Cold comfort, I know.
If we don't get the help of the Heinies, then Dominator's gonna destroy the galaxy, and there is nothing funny about that.
Just like Mike Tyson beating his wife.
You're not gonna go in there and laugh your butt off? And totally bum me out? You're behind me all the way? I can trust you to stay serious until the very end? No buts about it? From the bottom of your heart?
Sylvia, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel with these jokes.
The Heine Council will now see Wander and Sylvia.
Oh, they look like they're ready to kick some ass.
I present to you the Heine Council.
Nothing funny to say about this room. The whole outer space aesthetic is bootyful.
Rear Admiral Keistamanderier.
I see he's holding a 17th century soup ladle.
Grand Vizier Buhute.
Why are you doing that thing with your hand, dude? And why does your emblem look like a buzzsaw inside a toilet seat?
Shaking your rump, the Moneymaker.
Oh good, it's not a total sausage fest in this place. And is your emblem supposed to represent a butt or breasts?
The twins, Badonk and Adonk.
They seem pretty badass.
Last but not least, Princess Butt for the face.
Damn girl, look at that figure. Bit of a limited animation dance, don't you think?
Pardon me. I'm quite stuffed up.
Well then put that 17th century soup ladle to good use. I do like how Sylvia ends up being the one who cracks instead of Wander.
Do you really think a bunch of people with heads like ours would call themselves the high knees? What does that even mean?
I figured it was a variant of holding your noses up high at everyone, because you see yourself up top and them at the bottom.
Anyone who doesn't laugh is either lying or not paying attention.
Or they're just not amused by toilet humor. Sorry for sounding cheeky.
We are sick and tired of people kissing our faces just to get a favor.
So if kissing won't work, what does someone have to do to you in order to get one of your favors?
Can you imagine someone named Gluteus? My real name's Time!
That's kind of a boring name for an ass-faced alien.
We offer you this piece of wisdom. Lighten up! The darkest times call for the sunniest of smiles!
That's not wisdom. That's worthless platitude. It doesn't actually help them stop Dominator in any way, and they kinda do need to take a threat like her seriously. Besides, Wander already said the same thing at the start of the episode, so it made this whole visit a waste of time like the next episode.
It has been a long time since I've really laughed my...
Sylvia, that's just crude.
What? Why can't she say ass?
I'm sorry. No one should have to suffer through that much juvenile and frankly tasteless humor. We could have been spending our valuable time doing something worthwhile, enjoying nature's booty. Nature's booty!
Oh, I could have just shown this animatic for my review instead of going on about how much I don't like an episode of a canceled children's cartoon. Episode 31 is The Waste of Time. In this episode, Wander accidentally fills up the orbital container with time orbals, so he and Sylvia have to figure out how to get back to the present before they run out of orbital juice. I really like this episode. It's a really interesting take on the time travel concept and gets pretty meta at times, but that's not necessarily what makes it so great to me. It's great because we find out more about Wander and Sylvia's pasts, and it's done in a weirdly casual way. I don't know if the crew found out the show was getting cancelled before they filled in the details of this episode or not, but it certainly seems like they did since these revelations are kinda shoved in there, but in a way that works. Also, there are two very particular freeze-frame moments in this episode that are of great importance for the Season 3 that never was. A dusty gas station floating on an asteroid? A pretty bleak start. Okay, that was not a clean zoom at all. You can tell that the gas station just suddenly changes to a redrawn background of itself at the same angle just by the skyline alone. This is why you guys do the blurred zoom thing for your shots of the planets.
I get that space is quiet and all, but this place gives me the willies.
Oh, since when does this show ever depict the laws of physics in space accurately, Sil?
Just think of the stories this old-timey Orbital station could tell.
The fuck is Mapril? Does that come before Moon?
I'll go pay, you fuel up.
Just don't get distracted trying to get Wander a drink, Sil. Wow, talk about Butterfingers. She practically handed off that container to you, Wander. You would not be good at basketball, even though your arms can increase in length by wrapping around one another. I really like the plastic sound effect used here. Gives me good vibes for some reason. What the fuck are you staring at with your mouth agape, Wander?
Right place. Orbital and Wilmer Wright, proprietors. Traverse the universe one step at a time.
Sun says Nashville, Tennessee, and we have found out how orbals were made. Deepest lore.
Thanks for fueling the adventures, friends.
Was that supposed to be a pun or play on words or something? If it was, it lined up more poorly than the ones that I make.
Weird. Nobody here.
Well, yeah, this place is fucking abandoned. How is that weird?
I left a few credits on the counter.
What, do you guys get store credits for using orbital stations? Are you sure they're applicable here?
We got lots of other things to see. Supernovas.
Wander's already seen one of those.
Oh my. Astral rings.
That converts 25 HP to MP.
A galactic conjunction. A galactic conjunction? That shouldn't be happening again for another 1,000 years.
Well, maybe it's 1,000 years per galaxy, not a blanket 1,000 years across the universe.
There's Lord Hater! And Emperor Awesome!
And the cybernetic fire-breathing laser-shooting battle dinosaur? This is what makes the whole time travel aspect of the show interesting. It's like the orbital is a reel on the VHS tape of life.
Did you get time orbals?
Did I? There were 2 pumps not clearly labeled, I might add. It's possible that I may have.
They weren't labeled at all. Their pumps were just icons labeled R and a clock. Anyone can make that mistake, especially someone staring off into space with their mouth agape.
Because we're coming up on my favorite part.
I think Wander scooching down the crater was like a meme early on in the show's fan base, so I guess this is them acknowledging that? The ability to turn segments of dust clouds into doors comparing to just walking right out of them like a normal person is certainly something. Showing off your magic a bit there, Wander.
With time orbals, there are paradoxes and time shifts and the stupid butterfly effect.
Ooh, butterflies.
It means when a butterfly flaps its wings, it can directly alter the future. But the mere act of existing in the past already alters the future itself, so you might as well do whatever the fuck you want.
Seriously, if we change something in our past, it could affect our future, which is our present. In the future, go! I hate time travel!
I like how the tense confusion is the thing that frustrates Sylvia the most about time travel.
To the exact moment we left and get regular old orbital orbals.
These clips contain those 2 freeze frames I was talking about. Just wait for it.
At the right place? Yeah!
Oh, are we in the first episode of season 2 now?
This is the big old number Hater and I did while you were off helping peepers freeze the ship.
Oh, so you actually did know why they were coming with you guys in that episode. You just didn't give a shit.
Look at Hater's 2-step. He's got such a long way.
Yeah, too bad he's just singing to his suit of armor.
We can't just waste our time watching past episodes of our lives.
There's that fourth wall joke from The Gift again. And watching past episodes of your lives is kind of all we have, Sil, considering the show is fucking cancelled.
It could be dangerous and boring.
Boring, I can agree with. After all, that's why recap episodes of anime are so hated. Nobody needs those. We aren't goldfish. If we forgot what happens, we'll watch the old episodes. We watch new episodes to see new shit. I liked it when Kill la Kill made fun of them.
I'm sure you groaned when you heard me say recap episode, but have faith! Thanks to Kill la Kill's lightning pace, our recap fit in the prologue. Now, let the episode proper begin!
We only have enough juice for a few more orbals. When our time runs out, our time runs out and we'll be stuck wherever we are.
Wait, really? You guys are already almost out? But he only used 2 orbals since Wander refueled. How much juice does 1 orbal take? Because it sounds like the bubble equivalent of an SUV.
Where are we? When are we?
Oh, that's such a douche time traveler thing to say.
I don't recognize this scene, and I don't recognize her either. Ooh, are we in season 3? Oh shit, does Hater's Tim end up growing huge and betraying him?
We have to save Lord Hater!
And Rippa, I mean the mystery chick.
We'll have to save him later when the time comes.
But the time is now!
Wander has a good point. If this is season 3, you guys are gonna get canceled before you can even reach this point.
We'll make a note of this moment and come back when the time is right. Okay, buddy?
Side note, Hater got caught in a web by Giant Captain Tim with mystery chick. We don't know when or where, but it's a thing that happens.
Gotta get back. Back to the past!
See, if Samurai Jack can come back from cancellation, then surely Wander Over Yonder can as well.
Wander?
Ooh, a different color palette.
You're too late, Admirable!
Oh my grop, it's Jeff! Yes! And who's that mustache fellow next to him? Is that his version of Commander Peepers? Captain Tentacles? Oh my grop, his minions are cute little angry purple squids with shoes and gloves. I hope they're called Inklings. I wonder if he still has them around today, like sending them to planets to do good deeds, or if he dismissed them all after his change of heart. I mean, it'd get pretty lonely up there in that giant awesome ship of his otherwise. Look, they're literally foot soldiers. Oh, he's a Jedi of the Ocean. Dapper, too.
FYI, I knew about this pyramid before it became a thing.
Oh, and he's a fucking hipster. I don't blame Major Threat for hating this guy. I wonder if his unicycle can shoot lasers.
Nope, this is the past. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far, far away.
Yet somehow still in the future.
Adjacent to the one we're in now.
So it's the same galaxy where Sylvia's family lives?
Major Threat! Is that you? Wander? Is that you?
Boom! First reveal. Wander is over 1,000 years old. I just love how casually they present this. BTW, Wander may or may not be fucking immortal. Okay, moving on.
Tumbleweed?
Folks in this galaxy called me Tumbleweed. Who am I to say what's what?
You are a man of mystery, my friend.
Boom! Second reveal. But nowhere near as shocking as the first since it was kinda obvious. Wander is Tumbleweed.
I'm about this tall, wear a hat, and sometimes I make this face?
Boom! Third reveal. We get to see what that face is, and I love it. But we've never seen him make that derpy hick face before, so I don't know what sometimes means to him.
You do this a lot, don't you?
Whatever it takes to find the good and the bad.
Boom! Fourth and fifth reveals, which kinda go together. Wander's extreme stupidity in The Picnic that made viewers hate him and sympathize with Hater was all an act. And Major Threat wasn't the first villain he Wanderized either, but probably the coolest. Whoa, what are you gonna do there, Syl? Strangle him? We kinda need this info dump on his past since we're not gonna be getting another chance at it. Also, look at Major Threat chasing Tumbleweed, even though he could just grab him with telekinesis.
Oh, no, not here.
What's wrong?
Now it's Sylvia's turn for revelations of the past.
Back off, Killbot 85! This is my bounty!
Yep, Sylvia used to be a bounty hunter, like Samus, or a stranger, or Little Bits when she was kind of an interesting character. And this was after she was with Ryder, as you'll soon see. Also, if Killbot 85 looks familiar, that's because the next model, Killbot 86, was one of the bounty hunters in The Bounty. So I guess the Killbots are a series of bounty hunter bots. Look at this Jenny the Robot shit. Why do all these lasers even look different if they all fire the same projectile? Not sure why you thought a buzzsaw would be more effective than 3 lasers. Damn, Bounty Hunter Sylvia is savage.
Never hurts to help.
Okay, so this was before the events of the series, but after her and Wander became
Yourself?
Ah.
Come on, you wandering weirdo.
Wander! Huh, I like the sound of that.
Boom, triple big reveal. This is the first time Wander and Sylvia met. Wander is her bounty, and Sylvia is responsible for naming him.
I knew you were a bad guy. I was there.
I wouldn't say bounty hunters are out and out bad guys.
Yeah, but I'd rather forget it. I've come a long way since then. I don't want to live in the past. I just want to keep moving forward.
Well, unsurprising that Sylvia is ashamed of her past. We got hints of that in The Rider.
If we don't get back to the Orbital Station,
Then we're stuck wherever and whenever the Orbital pops.
let's do this. No time to lose.
The distortion effect caused by looking through a bubble wand is done brilliantly here.
The end of time! Too far!
So that's how your universe ends? It just shrinks into a white void? Wait, does that mean the door in The Void was outside of time and that's why they could do whatever they want? Like when Brian and Stewie accidentally overload Stewie's time machine and we find out that's what the Big Bang was?
The beginning of time!
Well, at least your universe's equivalent to the Big Bang isn't that far off. Crazy that your entire universe was instantly formed that way, though. Did you catch those? The monkey in the pirate ship? No? Well, let's have a closer look. First is the monkey. He was going to be a new major character added to the cast in Season 3, similar to Dominator in Season 2. The only information the crew gave about him was his name is Monkey Boy, and is connected to the past of at least one of the main four. The general consensus is that Monkey Boy was Lord Hader. He was an ape sent into space and exposed to some sort of anomaly that turned him into an electrical skeleton man. Now, I don't know if that meant there was going to be some sort of time shenanigans in Season 3, so Monkey Boy would be alongside the main cast, or maybe the creators just meant that Monkey Boy looks the same as the monkey in the freeze frame, but is a separate character from Lord Hader. So where does this whole Lord Hader is a monkey thing even come from? Well, before this episode aired, someone asked if Lord Hader was a reanimated corpse or just born a skeleton. One of the crews replied that his past was a lot weirder than that. Then came this freeze frame. Look at his face. Doesn't it look a lot like Lord Hader's? They both even have the huge chin. Looking at Lord Hader himself, you can see he always has a hunch, just like real apes when they stand and walk. There's also a crack in his space helmet, so this freeze frame probably depicts the point where he is about to be exposed to whatever anomaly turns him into a skeleton. Or maybe he dies from lack of oxygen, drifts across the cosmos as his body decays into a skeleton, and then is exposed to some dark magic that brings him back to life. Also, it's hard to see here, but there's an H on the side of his helmet. H is for Hader. I'm sure it meant that whatever space program he was involved in starts with an H as a bit of symbolism. And another side note, the flag on the suit implies that Earth, or at least some version of it, exists in this universe. Next is this pirate ship. The crew had been even more hush-hush about this than Monkey Boy, and all they said that it was going to be amazing and one of the most important things in the series. There hasn't been nearly as much fan speculation about this as Monkey Boy, but it seems to be agreed that it has something to do with Wander. Just look at all the motifs. The crow's nest look like smiles, it's decorated with stars, it's a rainbow of colors, and the sails are orbals. It's basically a super gay pirate ship, and that fits Wander. I think maybe it was something Wander used in his past. Like, he was something of a captain of the ship and had a whole crew with him, and they would go around sailing and helping people. However, something bad happened on one of their missions, and he lost his entire crew. Maybe not all of them dying, since that would be pretty dark for this show, but maybe they were all captured or had to go into hiding or something. This left Wander all alone, and maybe he feels like it's his fault that the disaster happened, which is where his helpless persona comes from. After that, he decided to be more low-key with his helping. I also have a similar theory where the ship was actually used by Wander's family when Wander was a baby, and they would sail around and help people too. Then disaster strikes, and either they get separated from Wander, or Wander gets separated from them, and this forms his helpless persona. Therefore, he helps people so they won't have to feel helpless, and to carry on the family legacy. Also, fun fact, when Wander and Sylvia cameoed in fucking Future Worm, of all shows, they were in this ship.
We're here! The station!
Look at how long his legs got.
Hello, weary travelers! I'm Orville, and this is my brother Wilmer, and you are at the right place!
Are you conjoined twins or just two guys in a suit?
Say friends, can we tempt you with our brand new invention? The Orbital Transporter! Traverse the universe one step at a time!
His line was also going to have him say, "We wanted to call them Skywalkers, but we couldn't for legal reasons." And that is the exact reason that part had to be cut. Seriously, Disney, why are you so against this show referencing your own shit?
Time orbals. Never heard of those, eh, Wilmer?
Nope.
Sounds like a bang-up idea, though. Yep. We'll get to work on them straight away.
But you don't even know what time orbals do. For all you know, Wander and Sylvia could just want orbals with built-in clocks.
Should have them figured out in about 50 years.
That's an awfully safe window of time to give yourselves to finish a project.
We can travel the galaxy like we always do. We'll just be ahead of the trends.
And since when do either of you care about those?
I was so caught up in living in the past that I ruined our future.
You didn't, buddy. You know what would ruin our future? Feeling sorry for ourselves and not living in the present.
That can happen when you dwell on something and never move on from it. Eventually it consumes your life and you become more focused on dwelling on shit you can't change rather than trying to improve your life by moving past it. It's basically the whole reason why I started DSBT Insanity, and thus the rest of my animations.
Hey fellas, how about we run the station while you hurry up and focus on those time orbals?
Who the hell do you think you are, Sylvia? Their boss? I just realized, does this mean they had to see Orville and Wilbur Wright die? That car looks beyond repair, Syl. Although I guess you fixing it up is just busy work so you don't go completely insane.
Wander, today's the day!
The day your face doesn't look so detailed? Now I'm sure you're wondering, wait, why is Wander old? Just earlier we saw 1,000 years pass and he hasn't changed a bit. Well, one of the crews said that he was just pretending to be old so Sylvia wouldn't feel upset about the fact that Wander is going to outlive his best friend. What is that? A do not disturb sign? Is you think that your big plan?
I'm going as fast as I can!
Old men have trouble moving in this show. Remember Mandrake?
Just think of the stories this old-timey Orville station could tell.
Shake off the where you came from dust.
Out of order? Huh. Time Orville's? Whew, close call.
So the whole plan was kind of hinging on Wander perfectly deciphering two vague symbols?
We closed the time loop, so none of this ever happened.
That means the Wander and Sylvia we follow from this point on technically aren't the Wander and Sylvia we've been following up to this point.
Sorry we had to waste our time waiting here.
Not a waste of time if I got to spend it with you, pal.
Aw, those are some cute last words. How long does it take for you to scooch down a fucking crater, Wander?